Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make a piston, a hydraulic piston, and I'm going to show you how to make it work in like this. So let me just click on one of our ends of our piston. This is a kind of piston arrangement. You've got the inner cylinder and the outer cylinder. So if I just grab this here and move it around, there we go. You'll see, let's just zoom out a bit, what I mean. And let me just move that there. Yeah, imagine that on a steam train or something like that. Similarly, if I grab the other one, that also orientates itself in the right position, pointing to the other one. These kind of things can be used on all kinds of stuff. You know, if you want to maybe animate a robot or put it on a steam train or a digger or something like that, it just adds a lot of realism if you can incorporate this into your models. So let's get started. So what have we got here? Well, basically we've got two objects that are made from cylinders. So I'll just show you one here. There's one, and here is the other one. Okay, I've added a little bit of detail on the end, which is your hole where your kind of bush or your bearing might go. You can make them as detailed or as not detailed as you want, but all you really need to do is just make two cylinders. Obviously one is thinner and well, narrower than the other one. So what we need to do is basically get one's going to point at the origin of the other one, and this one will point at the origin of the other cylinder, and that's how we get our kind of pointing effect. So let me show you how that is done. So we're working with this one to begin with. The first thing we need to do is just make sure that the origins of our cylinders are in the right places. So the origin for each one needs to be at this kind of rotation point, which is where our hinge or bush would be, if you like, because everything rotates around there. And the way you can, if your origin isn't there when you make a cylinder, the way you can fix that is by moving your origins. And you come in here, go to options, and then click Effect Only Origins. So now if I was to move this here, okay, bearing in mind I'm on the move button, all I'm doing is moving the origin. So if I just come out of there now and click Rotate and X, there we go. Now it rotates around that origin, which is obviously in completely the wrong place. So I'm just going to undo that. There we go. And if I reverted it back to what it was, which is R and X, and there we go. Okay, similarly, make sure your origin on the other one is similarly placed. Now what we need to do is come into either cylinder. I'm going to work with the right one first. Go into constraints. There it is there. Add object constraint and click on track to. Okay, and what we need to track it to, we're tracking to the other cylinder. So the way you do that, you get your eyedropper here, click on your eyedropper, come over to your other object and click on that. Ooh, and everything's gone a bit skew whiff as expected. Okay, so it's just pointing in the wrong direction, but now it's trying to point to there. So actually all we need to do is adjust these track axis parameters so that it's pointing to the other object. Okay, and the way I just work with that to begin with is I just move it slightly out there, because that will help us to determine exactly where it's pointing. So if I come to any one of these, there we go, and I'm going to click minus X, appears to be the one. So let me just try that. Yep, it is. There we go. Let me just reset that to 0. Yeah, and let's do the same with the other one. And we're going to add an object constraint, and we are going to do track to. There we go, and use our eyedropper to point back to the other one. There we go, and that is also in the wrong position. And similarly, we just need to change the orientation of that. Let's have a quick look. Yep, and that is exactly what we want. So now if we move this one, there we go, it's pointing to the other cylinder. And if we move this one, either way, it's pointing, it's always orientating towards the other cylinder. And that is how you make our piston. Yeah. Let's just move it from the side. Thank you very much.